unless you're coachable.
In public policy, we have been trying to actually make possible, in the world of possibilities, that in the public education it's a requirement to have music and sensitivity to arts. I have always pushed for that.
Yes.
But
Bravo.
it has been... but
in America it's the opposite. Less and less and less.
That's incredible. I only know that Venezuela, for example, has it. And I really believe that encourages and makes a person much more complete and
no question.
Evolves the intelligence because of the abstraction of music, etc. But how can, with your words, help me for the Mexican legislators, Congress people, authorities that are listening to us? What could be your argument? I have been doing my best.
Thing. I mean, Plato, in 3,000 years ago, said there are only three essential parts of education for a young person: mathematics, athletics, and music. Athletics for the body, mathematics for the logic, and music for the heart and the soul, the feelings.
Wow.
All right? 3,000 years ago, he knew that. But it doesn't help that he said that. He says it, we repeat it, it doesn't help. The only thing you can do is you can do what we did yesterday here. You take a piece of music, you take 500 people in a room, you show them what happens to somebody when playing on one buttock, the passion, the alive, and then at the end everybody's so enlivened and their spirits are so high, and then you say, for the glory of God. That's what that music was written for. And then if they see it and they feel the excitement, and then you pass people on the street who hug you, complete strangers, because of that experience, then you know music can do that and mathematics can't do that.
Incredible.
And you know what not only mathematics can't do it, and athletics can't do it, and money making can't do it, and nothing can do it, only music can do it. So if you know that, it's the healing, the ultimate healing profession. And if you know that, and you see it, you say, of course we have to give every child that privilege. What a fool we would be to deprive a young person of the experience of having, but it's no good telling them they have to experience it. It's the only way. Like all transformation, it has to be experienced. And one of the things we're going to do in Mexico when we're together is we're going to make sure that people see that and they understand it.
We have a quote, the motto of this year is don't believe everything you think. If you could tell something to the camera in relation to don't believe everything you think about, I don't know what would you tell us?
Well, I mean, that's a very good example.
Exactly.
The example that we think that music is great music. I'm now talking not about popular music, because that's everywhere. But the great music, the music of Bach, the music of Mozart, of Haydn, of Brahms, of Schubert, of Mahler, of Bruckner, these great works, nobody questions whether Shakespeare is great or Dante is great or Goethe. We know that. Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, everybody knows. But the great music has taught us how to be human. Beethoven has taught us how to be fully human. His music, he was deaf. He couldn't hear. He couldn't communicate. He couldn't be with a woman because he was completely closed up. But in his music, he taught us to be free and to understand that however much we suffer, however difficult life, we can always find a pathway to triumph. That's what he taught us.
Incredible.
Now, don't think that we can escape that truth. We can't. It'll be true 1,000 years from now. And you know, when IBM is long gone, and nobody's ever heard of Shell Oil, and Exxon is no longer there, and nobody drives a BMW, everybody will be listening to Beethoven and to Brahms.
Bejamin Zander, una personalidad, una persona mensch, un ser humano completo, íntegro, una persona de esas pocas que predica con el ejemplo y que realmente nos hace pensar dónde estamos, cuál es el propósito de la vida. ¿Saben cuál es? Enjoy, amar la vida. Gracias, de verdad.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Gracias. ¿Qué les pareció esta entrevista? Espero que, o por lo menos, tengan más argumentos para pensar como siempre han pensado, o que desde hoy se hayan reinventado y pongan en duda muchos de sus preceptos. Al final de cuentas, el propósito de estos diálogos es la neurociencia, es divulgar el aquí y el ahora, es el comprender la natura humana con la perspectiva de lo mejor del siglo XXI. Quédese en Proyecto 40.